Video. Anyway, how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Yes, today's video I will be sharing my experience on how I collected my driving license. So stay tuned. Relax, grab your popcorn and stay tuned and listen to the end, because it is quite interesting and it is going to like encourage someone out there that wants to get his or her driving license also. So before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Rachel and I am into food, hair and lifestyle vlog. If you love such video, why don't you subscribe, press that red button and click it into all, so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. Actually, it's my first time doing such a story time telling, but I just have to share this story. I had the intention of sharing this story as soon as I got my driving license, but immediately when I saw Bianca Beleza, when she shared a story how she got her driving license also in 2020, so why not? Why won't I share mine? I got mine also in 2020. In fact, to be precise, 2 weeks back, 17th of no 11th of September. So just some weeks back. So let me just go into the story and not waste you guys time. So in Italy, the driving license, for you to get a driving license, they shared it into two parts. They have the theory part and the practical part. The practical part is where you go and drive, where you do the guida. It's called guida here in Italy, while the theory part consists of quiz, and in this quiz you're going to have 40 questions. You're going to answer the 40 questions, and when you answer that 40 questions, you're going to, for you to get promoted, you fail at least 4 minimum, but if you can fail 1, 2, you still pass. So that's for the theory part. So I'm also going to divide the story into two, talking about my experience during my theory part and my experience during my practical part. So during the theory part, the theory is the first part you're going to go through when you want to do this driving test, this driving exam. You first of all go through the theory part. You're going to maybe go to a school. Like I registered in a school, so I registered in this school, and I paid 450 euro. And after paying 450 euro, going to the class, this Italy, they speak different language. The language is the problem, and where I come from in Nigeria, we speak English. So coming to the school now and they're speaking Italian language, it's a bit difficult. It's not that I don't understand Italian. I understand Italy because when I came to Italy, I went to Italian school, so I understand Italy. In fact, my phone is in Italy. I speak fluently, not really fluently anyway. I speak, and it's better. I think the way I write it is better than the way I speak. I prefer writing it. So let me not just dive to another part. So to the story part. So when I got to the class, every day teacher will just be saying diplomatic. I'm like, what is diplomatic and all that? When I come home, I'll ask my son, he say diplomatic means the tires and all that. So it was a bit difficult for me. Anyway, then I was working. So going to work, trying to do the quiz. Even if you go to the school and you don't do that quiz, forget it. You're not going to pass that exam. So I will go to work. When I come back as a mom, I'll come and prepare food for the family and all that. So I don't really have the time to do the quiz. I found out that I do lesser quiz, so I have to do this exam. I went to do the exam, and you have 2 trials to do this exam. The first one, if you fail, you have another one to come and do it. So I went in for the 2 trials. I failed the 2 trials, so I failed twice. It was so sad, and this was in if I could remember very well, this was in 2017. Yes, 2017. So I failed the 2 times, and I was discouraged, and I have to leave and I have to forget about it. My son just clocked 18 years. I was like, Nikki, you're going to go for that driving You're going to go for that driving exam. Oh. Me, I cannot continue this thing. You are going to go since you are 18. You'll be able to do it very well because me, the language is affecting me, and all that, and I don't have the time for the quiz. And so my son went for his exam and he passed. He didn't even take him anything. In fact, he failed with just only one error. It's called error. Only one error. Me, the first time, to be sincere, I failed with five error. And with the five error, just only one that made me not to be promoted. I have to try again the second time. The second time I failed with 11 error, which is very, very bad. I got just discouraged, and that's how I let go. So my son went in and my son was promoted immediately. Only one error. And before you know it, that's how he did it, and he got his driving license. So he got his driving license in 2018, while me, I just had to let go. So he still keep insisting, Mommy, you have to go back, you have to do this thing, and you don't come and be depending on me. Anytime I want to go out, Nikki, oh yeah, come and drive the car, and all that. In fact, the city where I live, people will be talking, you don't see that people there, now picking the drive where mama go just dey for there, papa go dey for there. In fact, forget about my husband is not even interested in the driving. He's not interested, because his problem is the language. Me, my problem is not really the language then. My problem was I was going to work. Working and doing that quiz wasn't really easy for me. So let me just cut the long story short. So now, what now happened, when we got to 2019, my son was disturbing me too much, and this koro thing came, and they left me at home because I work in the school, the nursery school, they call it Asilo Nido. So because they now left me at home. So since I'm at home now, I'm not going to work. I now told myself, what is my problem now? Now I'm at home, I have all the whole time to do this thing. So let me just quickly catch up and do this thing. And that's how I said, no, I don't want to waste my money, because the last time I wasted my money, I paid $450 in the school, and I didn't get nothing. So what did I do? I went to register with Motorizazione, because when you go to Motorizazione, you spend less. So I registered with them, and I spent just €100 for everything, when I spent $450 the other time. But with this Motorizazione, I ended up spending just €100. So with this €100, I practiced at home. I went to Google, downloaded quiz Patente B. That's how they call it, Patente. Quiz Patente B. I downloaded it in my phone, and that's how I started doing the quiz. I did the quiz. I think I did that quiz every day. Should be like 20 a day, 10 a day. I was just doing it. In 3 months, I've been failing 0 error. That is, I will do the quiz. When I practice, I'll see that I failed 0, I failed 1. I say, wow, this is the time to go for the exam. So I went back to Motorizazione, and they put me in for the exam. So I went for the exam October. I failed though. I failed again. I was like, that's the 3rd time. I failed for the 3rd time. So I said, no, I'm not going to give up. So whatever you're going to, don't give up. And please let me know in the comment section where you stay, whatever part in Europe, even if it's in Africa, how they do this driving thing. If they are like here they have it, the theory and the practical part, they share it into 2. Let me know in the comment section how it plays in your area, if they have the theory part and the practical part, if it is divided into 2 like that. So let me just continue with the story. So that's how I went again for the 4th time in November. So November, I went again for the 4th time. And can you imagine what happened when I went again for the 4th time? I was promoted with 3 errors. I failed 3 questions. I tried now, easy. And as if na English they do, I forget that thing. I will not pass and say it's now, it's in the happen. But because of saying Italian language, that's the problem. A lot of us that are Africans that come from English speaking country, that's the major problem we are having. Not that we cannot do this thing, we're having that problem of language barrier. So that's for the theory part. So coming to the practical part, my practical part, when I went for the something privately. That is, I went to the Motorizazione. I didn't go to a driving school again because I don't want to waste money again. So now I have to go and look for a driving school to register with them, where I'll be doing my driving lessons for me to get the the patente, the what's it called, the driving license properly. So I now went to register with a school. This school in my city, a lot of people, a lot of Africans, that's the school I saw them going to. This one will come and tell me, I've gotten my driving license, so I went to so school. I said, okay, let me go and register in that school, never knowing that that school has a big problem. So I registered with the school. So after registering with the school, my first day of driving, I went there for this man to teach me, because me, I watch a lot of YouTube, and that's how I became a YouTuber, because I've been watching YouTube before becoming YouTuber. So I've been watching a lot of driving lessons in YouTube channel, a lot of how the first day of driving, the things they will teach them. This man didn't even teach me how to systemize the mirror, because when you go there, you first of all make your seat comfortable for you, then you arrange your mirror. After arranging your mirror, you put your seat belt, and you're ready. This man didn't even tell me to do any of these things. This man just tell me, sit down. He said, put your leg here. What did they frisione? I don't know what they call it in English. So sometimes when I say it in Italian language, people should just pardon me, just take it like that, because in Italy, you mostly, when you concentrate on the language, you just forget most of your English. So I just put it, the left leg. He said, put it here, frisione. He said, put this one here, frena. He said, put the other one here, accelera. Okay, and I put my leg in the frisione. He said, put it down, press everything down. I press everything down. Okay, move it slowly, take it up slowly. I started taking it up slowly, and he said, are you listening to the car? I said, yes. Are you hearing the sound when you take it slowly? And he said, are you seeing the car moving? That's how I saw the car moving. He said, okay, now put your leg, the other right leg, in the acceleratore. And I put it there, and that's how the car started going. I was so excited, I was so happy, and I moved the car, and that's how I was going, pam, 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 pam. That's how I was driving. I drove for 30 minutes. I was so happy, and I came back home. I was telling my husband, see you, hey, I don't sabi drive. In fact, and that's why I go. But I now called my son though. But the problem I'm having is this man did not show me how to arrange the glass, how to arrange my seat. I think that's the first thing he's supposed to teach me and all that. So I said, no, let me go and check. I went to YouTube again, I checked. And my son was like, when you go to school, tell him to teach you. So I told him to teach me. Then I went again to YouTube. I checked how to change gear and all that. So and that second day when I went, I was able to do everything. Change gear, I was just driving. This man was like, hey, so this one want to come and start driving, and just come and collect the driving license. That's how this man started abusing me. In fact, I was traumatized. When I watched Bianca Beleza, she was talking how she has this fear and all that. Me, I didn't actually have fear, but this fear was put in me by the driving instructor. That's how this man traumatized me. I became traumatized. He started abusing me. Started saying different words in Italy, like what do they call it? Merda, Africani merda, parolascia. They call it parolascia. To murder. When I make a mistake, he starts abusing me. As he's abusing me, he's shouting, and I was frightened. And I became frightened. I was scared, and my hand started shaking. I couldn't hold the steering anymore again. So I was like, oh my god, what is this man doing? Oh, if this man continues like this, I won't be able to drive. So when I came back home that day, I was telling, because when you have some problem, you have to say it out. And most times when I have some problem, I have to say it out to my family, to my son. My son is 18 years. I'll leave that story for another day. If you want to know, just write in the comment section, and maybe I'll come and tell the story. How come he is 18 and his brother is 9 years? If you want that story, you come and put it in the comment section. I will share the story. It's just like that. So as I was saying, with this driving problem, and that's how I became scared. That's how I became frightened. I couldn't drive again, and I came home. I was telling my son said, when he abused you, abuse him back. These children, I said, no, I cannot abuse him back. So people used to do like that. People abuse adults. He said, no, that man, he's a stronzo. And in fact, I can't even explain. I don't even know what is stronzo in Italy. Why would the old man be abusing you when you are driving? He doesn't, as he's abusing you, make you... you can get accident and all that. He's making you not to concentrate. In fact, in Italy, when you enter bus, they will write non parla con conducente. That is, don't talk to the driver, because when you talk to him, you distract him. That's how this man keep distracting every day. I couldn't bear it. It comes to one day, as he keep abusing me, tutti africani merda. Me too, I started. Tutu Italiani merda. Tutu kinikon. Tutu this. That's how we started though. In fact, I just stopped the car. I said, no, I cannot continue again. If I continue with this man, I will not get this license. And my aim and objective is to get the driving license. So this man really traumatized me. He really, I don't know. And when I talk to other people, they will tell me that all the driving schools are the same, that this is how they do it. But my son, the school he went, they are not doing, they didn't do him like that, you know. I don't want to go into too much details. You know, I couldn't continue again. So I went to the old man. Do you know this man is 81 years old? 81 years old, he's still on his feet. And he keeps doing all this to everybody. It's not only me that complain. Every other person, they complain the same thing. And you know what I like in my life is to confront. Yes, I have to confront him. I couldn't take it any longer. A lot of people in the driving school, they'll come and tell me, no, me, I will just be bearing it. I said, no, I don't think I can continue like this. So, because if I continue like this, I will never collect this license. And this man will want you to, you will keep doing this thing like this so that you keep spending money. Because you know when you come, you will not know what you're doing. Since he's abusing you, you will not know what you're doing. That's how that day will go. And I will drive 1 hour. 1 hour is 30 euro. You calculate now, see money, see money, 30 euro for 1 hour. That's how this man will keep doing this every day. And I couldn't continue again. I have to confront him. Come, give me my folio rosa. Because when you pass that theory part, they will give you one thing they call folio rosa. That folio rosa, you can use it to drive, but you cannot drive alone. You can drive only when someone that has 10 years driving license is inside with you. That's when you can drive the car on the street, and you put your P behind the back of the car. But my son now is having the license for 2 years. We're in 2020, collected it in 2018 and all or thereabout. So he couldn't come and teach me. So, and me, I cannot see any African person or white person that will come and teach me. So I have to go to the school and pay this money and spend this my hard-earned money, because that money, I suffer for the money now. So can you imagine that? I have to confront the man because I could not continue again. And I told him, you better give me my folio rosa, or I go to, give my folio rosa, let me go to another school, or you change my driving instructor. You no longer become my driving instructor, because this man that I'm talking about, he has another driving instructor, and she's a lady. He employed her. So whenever he does this thing to a lot of his students, and the students can't continue again, he will now move you to the lady. So a lot of people, they don't want to quarrel with him and all that. Me, I couldn't cope again, so I have to confront him, because confrontation is better. So when I confronted him that I cannot continue with you again, better put me with the other lady, Paula. Let me go and be driving with Paula, or I leave your school. And he saw that I was very, very serious, because initially before then, I had to lie to him. I told him that I've called me, that I want to start work, blah, blah, blah. So my time is not going to be rhyming with his time. My time will be rhyming with the other woman. He didn't work. So I said, no, since he's not working, this time around, I will confront him properly, and tell him that no to the eyes, that no, I'm not continuing again with you. Give me my folio rosa, or let me move to the other lady, to Paula. So that's how he moved me to Paula. That's how I continued with Paula. So I started driving with Paula. So I drove with Paula from I think January. I drove with the old man, the 81 years man, from the whole of December to some middle of January. So towards the ending of January, I started with Paula. That's January 2020. But I got my license at November 2019. I got the folio rosa, not the license. I'm sorry, the folio rosa. That's the one of the theory part. So that's how I started to drive with Paula. I continued with Paula. As I was driving with Paula, she started from the scratch again. She taught me everything, how to arrange the seats, how to arrange the speculators, the glass and all that. So I started with her, and as I was going, I was able to drive her, and she said that, okay, it's time for you to go for your practical exam. And this old man said, okay, yes, Rachel, now it's time, you can go for your practical exam. And that was April 2020, and we're about to go and do the exam, and they said I should pay the money. I've already driven 1,000 euro, so I have to go and pay my 1,000 euro. He said if I don't pay, I won't go for the exam. So I paid the money. After paying the money, towards the end of April, the lockdown came, and they said we should stay at home, and that's how we stayed at home lockdown for good 2 months. April, May, we stayed at home. I couldn't go anywhere. Nobody was able to go anywhere. Everybody was locked indoors, so I couldn't drive my brothers and sisters out there. That's how I forgot everything. No. So the lockdown affected me again. Second times traumatized, traumatized or traumatized. Yes, traumatized. The second time being traumatized again with the lockdown, staying at home. So I had to forget. I forgot everything concerning the drive, and that's how. And that's when I opened my YouTube channel also. So, and the end of May, we were called out again, and I was called by the school that Rachel, oh, come and start again. Oh, the school has resumed. Though, come and start your driving lessons. I was like, hey, me, I've forgotten everything. No, I should come and start. If I go and start now, what is going to happen? I'm going to spend another 1,000 euro. That's going to be 2,000 euro. Where will I get this money from? Me, I cannot. I don't have that kind of money. So that's how my son said, okay, mommy, don't worry. We have one part that is Naskondere, Eden. We'll go there and be practicing. I will be practicing. I will be teaching you so that you're not going to spend too much money there. And that's how my son took me. We go to the back of our house. The place is a little bit hidden so that the vigil, they call them vigil, yeah, Policia Municipal. I don't know what they call them in English. So if they catch you like that, and the multa they will give you, multa means fine. The fine, no go there, or they will seize his driving license since he's not up to 10 years. But we're doing it easily. That's how he started teaching me throughout that ending of May towards the end of June, almost 1 month plus or more than. I drove with my son, and he saw that I have picked up again. He said, Mama, you can now go to the driving school. So that's how I now called them, and I went back to them again towards the end of June. So I started with them, continued to, can you imagine? I drove another 500 euro with them. And thank God, glory be to God. At the end of it all, I was called. Today you're going to do your exam, Mom. That's September, 11th of September to be precise, and that's how I went to do the practical exam. And glory be to God, I just did the practical exam once, and that's how I got my driving license. So for the theory part, I did it 4 times. I mean 4 times. But for the practical part, I did it once, and I got the driving license. And here I am today. In fact, when I got the license, I was still a bit scared to drive. In fact, there was one day I was driving and I had to park the car on the road and told my son, continue. So I'll be seeing a lot of people that will be telling me, if you don't continue to drive, you forget everything. I had to encourage and pick up the courage, and I started driving. In fact, this morning I went to drive safe. I went alone without my son behind me, taking his confidence anyway. But he wasn't there with me. I drove the car alone, took my little boy to the school, and came back home alone. So now I can drive alone. Now I am happy, and the trauma has gone. It has gone, but it's very, very bad. I don't know why those driving school instructors, I don't know why they behave like that. I don't know, because they want to collect money. Anyway, I ended up spending 1,500 for the practical part. Then I spent 450 then for the theory, and another 100 euro for, so I ended up spending about 2,000, I think 150 euro for everything. So if you're out there and you want to get your license, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. If you go for the first time for the theory and you fail, go again. Keep going until you get that folio rosa, that theory part. So if, I don't know, whoever is watching me, I don't know where you're based, if they have 2 parts, if these are driving license for you to get it, if it is divided into 2, but let me know in the comment section below how it works in your area. So we've come to the end of this my story time, how I got my driving license. I hope you find this interesting. I hope you find it encouraging. I hope it encourages someone out there. So if this is your first time of stopping by, please do not forget to subscribe, press the red button, put it into all, say oggi la tua prima volta di vedere questo canale, non dimenticare di iscriversi. press the red button, put it into all, so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. And I'll see you in my next one, at my next one. So bye bye, ciao ciao.